You ready?
There is a connection between the paranormal, UFOs, and the myths of ancient history. The clues are scattered across the landscape from a forbidden past, maybe even in your own backyard. There is a connection between the true nature of our reality, consciousness, and the unexplained. I'm Carl the Crusher. Let's explore the unknown.
We're going to go to that park house over here. This is Mr. Bigelow's private office.
This whole place is crazy. Here we are. So we're going to be pulling up on the saloon.
Older handle. After 1900, they started wrapping them with leather and braided metal. It's Artaria. Right there.
What?
My head's pounding.
Your head's pounding now?
Yeah, I didn't have a headache, so right here in the man.
That's big.
It's like right here.
That's a big finding.
This is one of the main areas right here. So you can see it's kind of, the band is small, but the band is larger right here. There's a lot of activity in that 7 point whatever range, which is the Schumann frequency. 7.3, it's right here, up to 7.8, which is exactly in Schumann. So between 7 and 8 hertz is the prime spot for remote viewing, positive altered states of consciousness, clairvoyance, clairaudience, you name it, and out-of-body experiences. Okay, so we've got this.
What happened, Brent?
All right.
The suspense!
Okay.
The suspense!
So it restarted a few times. The sensor
I saw
stopped
the
working.
sensor failed a few times.
And intensity.
So we might be sitting with your device right now on top of something that's transmitting a signal.
Possibly. It's as loud in infrasound as if we were sitting at a concert right now. If we were sitting at a Metallica concert, this is what it sounds like right here.
Really? Do we just keep breaking into these epic conversations about the theory and how it all fits together? It's so amazing. But okay, we're getting data, active data.
I moved the chair again, moved the sensor over again to an area that Chris actually doused up with his master dowsing ability.
Yeah, so you used the dowsing rods and found this spot.
A
Okay.
closet dowser.
It was crazy though, because whenever I walked right past this spot, I mean, you're there, even with the wind, they would turn the same direction this way, and then when I passed it, they would go back.
I filmed the whole thing on your camera.
Yeah,
so
I mean, it was really impressive, and then they moved it right to the spot. So.
I came over here and started taking some more measurements. If you take a look, right here you see the large peak, 7.7 hertz. It is
It goes all the way. It goes all the way to the
notice
bottom.
it's the same number.
Oh,
It's right
okay.
here.
There.
7.7 hertz. That's as damn as close as you're going to get to the Schumann frequency.
Wow.
And then another peak at 15.1, which again is the double. Or it's
And then
right there, 15.3.
and then 21.
And then 21 that goes off the chart. So you've got a very strong Schumann.
It's the same three numbers, boom, 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 like an artificial signal.
Yep. It's the Schumann resonance, the octaves of the Schumann resonance, and this is a very strong tap right here.
And a big reason why we're actually standing here in the meadows because of the photographic evidence that the NITS team were looking for something artificial buried underground here that was transmitting signals when the constellation? The Buotes constellation is overhead. That signal is supposed to go off the charts, and that's when you make contact.
So we can look at the time now and then establish what's overhead, because we can't see, obviously see anything now.
I've got it on my phone right now. We can look at Stellarium and see exactly, and I'll come out with boots us up at 4 in the morning and we'll take a look.
I think it's in June.
Is it in June?
Yeah,
I'll
see,
come
we
up at
also
4
need
in
to
the morning
take
in June.
we need to take this device up to the medicine wheels and the cave and see if we can validate that indigenous people naturally were tapping into this with their stone medicine wheels. This is
Octaves too, and sound is just learned recently is if the frequency doubles, then that's when you go up in an octave. So you go, what was it, 7.7 you said, and then up to 15.3, and then there should we could even look at 30.6.
So this taps out about 25, but my inclination is that this, because it's as strong as it is here, we're probably going to get up to those caves in that medicine wheel, and that peak is going to be much larger.
Oh, you go up inside the resonant bell or something.
Yeah, we'll see this peak probably, go down.
well, Jeff and I, when we hiked up there and we went inside the cave and sat there, it sounded like a drumming or like an engine within the earth, like underneath the cave is hollow, and it was going whoom, whoom, whoom. And we felt it, and Jeff was like, I'm out of here, and he ran out of the cave. And I didn't have any of my equipment on me, but we definitely need to go up there and test the cave and see. Right, you've got, what app is this again?
Okay, so let's take a look. This is called Stellarium. It's an astronomy app. It just shows you what's in the sky above you at any time. So if we take a look over here and go over to
Right, so we can see where Orion is and all that, even when it's in the daylight. And so the whole idea is that whatever beacon or whatever signal is transmitting from the ranch, from the meadow here, and what we just detected with the infrasound equipment, it was supposed to activate, based on the leaked information that we have, that the constellation Boötes, when it's overhead, it's active. And guess where Boötes is right now?
directly over here to the west. So if we look up, there he is. There's our guy. So directly in front of where the camera is. So it's right up here.
So maybe what time of day would you say would be directly over the ranch?
Let's take a look.
You can actually scan it back, and then we can stand out there and test it to see if we get a clear beacon signal. That would be super weird to have a Schumann resonance alternating in a triple digit pattern that we can capture and repeat. And if that matches up or amplifies when the constellation's overhead, then that would match the leaked information of what we're looking for.
We're looking at about 11 a.m. Tomorrow. You can check it out.
11 in the morning?
11 a.m.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so,
Cool.
Yeah, and that would be as close to overhead as it's going to get, which is about off a little bit.
All right, let's do it.
And it could mean a lot of things getting that alignment. So it could be going down on the horizon, coming up on the horizon. There could be directly overhead. It could be, there's some asterism that.
Wonder, and when it's straight overhead, when we get up there with the medicine wheels, with the primitive culture stuff, maybe that's really active up there. Just like at Skinwalker Ranch when they did the rabbi experiment where they made the stone circles, and then all of a sudden they had the portal opening up.
That's
at
why I
the
wish
homestead.
to do a drum circle in certain locations, like a legit, authentic drum
Yeah.
circle.
So how do we?
I took African drum class last week.
There you go. See,
Yeah.
there's a
We're
serendipity.
going to wrap up into a drum circle fight. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's the question: is how do we knock back? How do we answer the call? That's the big question, right? So what we're gonna do now?
They had a powwow when you're like 2012. Sure. And I almost had him convinced to come out and do one. And he said
To
no.
do a drum circle around
To
the.
do an actual powwow drum circle in the Eastern Valley, which I believe is the most significant.
But they're all spooked about the Skinwalker.
They said
No,
no way.
they don't even want to own the land if it was given back to them. That's
No
the
way.
thing. If Brandon Fugel tried to give them the land back, they're like, we don't even want it.
Don't want it.
They don't want it.
Don't want it because they know the history, and it's not just because of what's on the property. It's because the Black Hawk Wars. Some of that went through that valley, and that bloodshed is on that.
Yep.
The whole basin's got the bloodshed, so
Right.
a lot of negative energy.
So if you have that Schumann resonance or something like that, that's just like recording or transmitting, like how does that impact that over time and all that? So we're actually going to walk now and kind of hike up from the bottom of the meadow, go up Craw Creek to where there's a natural spring and other stuff and a few little dams and lava vent tubes and a few things nearby, and do a loop through the flake zone and back around down to the saloon. I just step out of the bedroom here and Chris is just like, there's rocks piled up. Jeff walks around here and finds old pioneer things and artifacts and stuff and just collects them and picks them up. And you pick this up and
Yeah,
look at this stone.
this is a beautiful piece of like Nevada agate, but it's also got a mixture of some volcanic in it too. But it's been worked. This whole stone's been worked, flaked. So it was probably used as a tool. There's a thumb place right here where it was probably used to break off and to make bigger tools for the natives that were out here.
Yeah.
This is super cool to find this because this whole place has got so much natural resources that the indigenous people would use. And this is a beautiful piece. I mean, this is gorgeous. Look at the colors.
I know. Wait till I show you
Unbelievable, man.
where I think Jeff probably found that.
Oh, God, that's
Is
amazing.
it- There's worked tunnels, lava tube systems
Yeah.
up here above where we're going to hike
That
right
makes
now.
sense because it's definitely volcanic.
Yep.
Beautiful.
It's so cool. So this stuff, imagine this, that the geology of the earth. Yeah, imagine
Yeah.
that
What is that?
the geology
It's,
underground. Imagine if under the meadow is made of all of this.
Yeah.
And
This
then you've
is-
got the aquifer running through and the
This is like
constellation
a
overhead.
giant battery.
The whole thing acts like a resonant harmonizer. Like just like in an ultrasound machine, it's literally a crystal inside vibrating.
Grab it here, and you would use it to just like that.
Chop. So you found this just now?
Right here.
Jeff has found it,
Oh,
and
he's
had
found
it
it
just
before.
laying
This
there
is
like a
This is
decoration.
like a
Oh,
huge
cool.
thing to
So
find.
it was a
Beautiful.
tool.
Yeah, it's a tool for
Dude,
sure.
there's tons of this. I'm so
Yeah,
excited to hike you
so
up here,
cool.
man. There's tons of it.
Man, I can't wait to see what else.
I hold no responsibility for people tripping over shit.
So we're gonna be walking
yeah.
up the meadow.
Other time.
Leto's got the Dicyanin goggles
I
on.
got my hiking. Dude, these are from Alaska, man. My hunting boots.
So I know we
Not that
just
I'm
went
a great
over all
hunter or
this on Leto's channel, but basically Brent at Museum of Tarot has sourced out the original way to recreate and rebuild these Dicyanin goggles. The original purpose was the doctor invented them to be able to see into the human aura field to find and diagnose cancer and different things. And then they started seeing shadow figures and human auras, all kinds of interesting stuff. And so you can describe it for yourself.
No, that's exactly the story. 100 years ago, Dr. Walter Kellner started using these for medical diagnosis. They gained some notoriety in the medical community, and then the occultists and the metaphysical community seized on it and realized you could see human auras with it. And it took off from there, and for about 30, 40 years, they were popular to train people in clairvoyance and how to see the auras, and then they just kind of got covered up and destroyed. The last authentic place that was making them in the United States was the guy that ran it was Naval Intelligence, and it's
So then how did you get the information on how to recreate these?
a lot of research. I had to go and get some of the original chemical, replicate the original chemical, test it out, and then try to figure out a way to stabilize it so that it didn't degrade over time, and I could actually have a usable, sellable product that people could have and last. The old Aura goggles used to degrade within a month, and you can't see through the lenses; they're all cloudy. So this is a stabilized version of it in a lens form.
Right, so now, they used to degrade so they'd get all cloudy and foggy and you wouldn't be able to see through, but now you've solved that problem and even improved on the original design. And now we're gonna walk through this interesting theta zone where all these paranormal events happen and UFO sightings occur, and we're gonna walk up to where the NIDS team took a bunch of photos and see if we see anything.
And here's a question for you. Why did an intelligence agency set up a cutout in Washington, D.C. called Mankind Research Unlimited that held all the held all the information for Dicyanin or goggles, for radionics, for Curlian photography, and then they covered it all up and took it all off the market? Why did that happen? Why?
Probably because they worked.
Yeah, there you go. Carl Schleicher, everybody. Look up Carl Schleicher.
Carl Schleicher. Okay.
Schleicher.
We'll get the information. I'll put links down in the description below so you can find out for yourself. Very cool. Okay, off we go. All right, guys, I'm going in. By the way, there's snow on the ground and the wind is blowing. I've got a windsock on my phone. I'm doing the best I can. But, okay. Going into the Dicyanin zone. Brent, I wanted to mention again, what is the name of where we're going to be putting all our version of CE5 that actually works?
Those are the Taroscape project.
Taroscape.
I released the free first version of Taroscape on my YouTube. I've got a 1.5 hour and a 10-hour version for sleeping, and we're getting fantastic results from people that are giving us the reports of how much is awakening their consciousness, they're sleeping great, they're having lucid dreams, and having remote viewing.
Yeah, and so we're going to continue to expand on that collaboratively and come up with an actual working version protocol for making contact, working clean, safe version of like the gateway experience, and a whole plethora for like sleeping sound, reharmonizing, overcoming depression, losing weight, all of it. So stay tuned.
Completely unadulterated, no intelligence agency nonsense.
We're not going to let anything contaminate it. We're going to keep it all open source. That's the plan.
That's the thing, right? The idea is we can investigate how we want.
Yeah, we can walk
At least
around
an
with
open
goggles on and get as weird as we want or as
Yeah.
scientific as we
I was
want.
like-
Yeah, nobody can say anything.
Well, what we're saying is we're going to set up 30 spots, man, and
30
get
spots.
multi-spectrum analysis.
Yes.
Infrasound, you get EMF readings, you get IR, you put on crazy-looking goggles. I think the more fun it is, the better.
Yeah, we test for radiation. We test our own intuition. We even use different meditation modalities. We're open-minded to the whole spectrum. even inviting other people here to see what they find, like the ladies that do the seances. All of that we do open source on the table without prejudice.
Yeah, she has a seance.
Here's the pond up here that was featured in National Geographic or whatever as being a unique feature, one of like only a few spots in the world that had a weird spring like this.
Here in a couple of months, you're gonna go completely off to Woo Land.
Cartel.
What's that?
Who?
You.
You.
Yeah, you're gonna be doing laying on of hands.
I'll be like,
You're gonna be reading people's pets' orders and shit. Yeah.
We're gonna be doing remote viewing
There you
and
go.
Shazam!
Shazam, right? So how are the goggles? What's your thoughts?
Like for a second, I just thought I forgot I was wearing them. It reminds me of like those like crappy goggle X we wore in Afghanistan. You know, you remember or whatever.
Yeah.
I've never been to Afghanistan actually. Those goggles, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks cool. Like it's a different spectrum.
Yeah.
It looks like everything's like shifted. Like the saturation is turned on like full blast. That's the filter. Like
What'll be
full blast
interesting
saturation.
if we hear one of like Area 51's jets fly over, sometimes you hear it and look up and don't see anything, and I wonder if you can see it with the goggles or not or something.
Yeah, I could tell
Maybe
right
see the
away.
contrail.
The sound earlier I thought was a fighter when I was going over, but actually, you know, when we saw it, I could see clearly, and then I was like, you know, I guess it doesn't really sound like a fighter. But
Yeah.
like that sounds like a commercial jet to me.
Yeah.
But it depends, right? Because when fighters are just transiting to and from their practicing airspace, they're going to be flying like a commercial jet, and you can't really tell anything.
You are the rocket man. Look at you. Those are so cool.
I can't tell. They gave me the gold ones.
Oh yeah, they
They gave me
look
the
awesome.
cool steampunk gold ones, man.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah. Can you see the? Can you see the hat? I gotta put the hat.
Yeah,
on.
there you got the UAP hat. right
Yeah,
there.
it's cool.
So awesome.
Use this for promotional material.
So yeah, check this out. This is the whole pond up here. This is the dam that we're walking on. That's a paddle boat. Yep. Yeah, there used to be trout up here.
They stocked it, right?
They stocked it. Yeah.
This is a stock pond.
Yep.
When?
Back when, probably 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Here we are at the upper pond. I'm trying to see through the lens right now. I'm just holding the goggle up right here so you guys get an idea of how it looks. There you go. Getting a little bit of my reflection coming off. Let me see, I'll flip him around here. The elevation here is killing all of us. We're at like 7,000 feet. Okay, ready? Here we go. Here's the goggles. Sorry, my glove's a little bit in the way. These are awesome, man. Okay, so now we're gonna follow with all of our goggles on up the creek to the spring. There is a tree house up there. Did anybody notice? And the trees right down there. Up in the trees right there. So we're gonna go up to the natural spring, and then we'll loop back and go up through the flake zone. You guys like walking down in the snow trench? I'm just kidding. Yeah, so we're headed up to this spring up here. Chris Lato says we need 30 points of interest that we can test, and so we're identifying these 30 locations.
Different spectrums, right? We want to do
Right.
different spectrums.
Yeah, we'll test gamma, gravity, test
Optical.
electromagnetic, optical fields, test with lasers, check for different sound levels. Yeah,
Who's got the lasers?
Brent.
Brent's got lasers.
Yeah.
Maybe got everything in that backpack. Is there lasers?
Bartel, take a stroll through these rocks over
We'll
here.
do it later at night anyway. But
Actually, no, I do have laser.
we
I
need
do.
to split
It's in here.
we need to make a double split, a little double split.
It's kind of an interesting spot here. You feel that, right?
Right.
You put your hand there and you come back and put your hand there again because you feel like what?
Somebody's done it before.
Like what?
Like somebody's done it before.
Someone's done it before. A lot of times.
Right through here.
Yes, right?
Oh, that's cool. So the vibration of the rocks through your body.
This is connected right down. It's probably touching that aquifer. So you sit right in between there, right? And imagine. It could be like tuning forks.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Right? There you go. It's like a big tuning fork, right? Coming up out of the earth.
What's it made out of? This is volcanic.
So get this. There's a,
Granite.
let's see, I think that Jeff has a photograph of himself like standing right
really?
there the day that he bought the ranch from Bigelow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was the same day his son was born
Oh, wow.
in the hospital.
That's right. Just like that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right, I'm going off.
Okay, you're
Looking
taking
for
them off.
auras.
Okay.
Feeling different here a bit. There's
Well, we're still going up right by Craw Creek where everything is. The natural spring is literally just right up here in the reeds. And I just feel like the way the geology is jutting up out of the ground here has got to be connected down to whatever is vibrating underground.
I feel it.
And so you can feel it.
Here.
Yeah. And right up the hill here is the flake zone, straight uphill from us, where a lot of the artifacts are. Spear points, arrowhead, flaking right up the hill everywhere here. I mean, there's been a ton of stuff found. And then the lava vent tubes are right up here that look like they've been explored. And then there's another dam and another pond further up if we keep going. Yeah. But you say you feel something here?
Yeah, right about where Chris is standing.
Yeah, so this could be a point, one of the 30 points, you know, right here at the pond and the dam are in between these stones. I feel like it's almost like tuning forks coming up out of the earth or something.
Well, you just want it to be a regular. I'd almost rather look at a like Google Map area
Yeah,
and then say that we'll put the spots here, but you know, try and align it with this one, you know, as well.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely want to, yeah.
Find out the data.
That's why
And avoid the drama. Oh my God.
avoid the drama.
Like drama, it sells, yes, but you always get what you put out there, and if you're gonna be focused on drama, you're just gonna get bogged down in it.
100%. That's why we have to come and find actionable points, places where the history lines up all the way back even into the indigenous cultures. And then you use everything that you have at your fingertips, open source, and check for yourself.
Well, that's why you get more data points, you know? Yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna walk right down the channel now. Here you go. With the goggles on.
I do with what I think is interesting. I think somehow the theories seem to in the research we can provide more data about the nature of nature.
Yeah.
Interesting. If you're proposing different ideas to people that exist,
Right.
different models.
Right here.
Not be so confused or so angry all the time.
True.
Or to just provide a different way to maybe look at science.
Yeah.
Technically, hey Brent, so right basically here could be potentially the top of the battery because there is a spring here.
Right here.
Right here. Yeah, the water will come up from, so it comes down, runs off the mountain, and then a spring literally comes up from here and creates Craw Creek. Right here. So if we're at the negative end of the battery down in front of the settler's cabin, this could be the positive end. If it's not ultimately at the top of the mountain, it could be right there. He's like a grizzly bear coming up
bear coming down the...
through the trees behind us. Are you making it?
I can't get low enough.
You gotta push through. So right here, when the runoff melts, spring actually forms right here that runs down into the aquifer. So right now, the runoff from the mountain, when it's not flowing down the creek here, it literally kind of surfaces and comes up to like 20 feet below ground and then runs clear down to the meadow from here down. So potentially this could be the positive end, and down in the meadow could be the negative end of the battery or whatever. But I don't know. But this is an interesting spot right here.
You feel anything off that? Or?
Last time I was here, I didn't spend a lot of time. It was just like enough time to check it out, and then we hiked all the way up to the upper dam and kept going. But
I'm wondering if the rocks over here have the same effect in this area.
for sure, yeah. But yeah, this right here is where it comes up right out of the earth, and then flows down to the cabin.
So that's got 3 sides to it. That was going to be a spear or a little point.
Cool.
It was trying to be worked as a point. This is probably very, very old. As I can tell, it's been worn. So it's been probably sitting here for who knows how long.
So notice how it's like an out of place stone.
It's an out of place stone right here.
It's a totally different color than surrounding, so it was probably like something that was
Yes.
flaked off of and then just dropped, like it was the original piece that was made.
So you're going to find these in these flat areas of washout. You're going to find stones, artifacts like that very easily. My grandfather used to teach me to find them.
Well, there's a ton. We're walking up into the flake zone right now, so.
Oh, and this is just one of many then, probably.
Yep. Uphill here to the left is where I found pottery and where the shaman's house was, or the archaeologist saw the shaman the first time. So as we cross the road over to the left here, there's flakes and bits of pottery and agate and stuff all over the ground. Yeah, wait till you cross. Right up here on the left on the road is where I found the top of a pot.
Oh yeah, this is prime area.
And then just straight up the road here is the archaeologist's house where he saw the shaman. So I say we just head up there and then we'll go back.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we dipped into the trees off to the left, this is all considered the flake zone where there's arrowhead, artifacts, and all kinds of stuff laying on the ground. Yeah. Yeah, see you're right by the parked car. Isn't that funny?
Well, let me see. It was by the artifact, man. You found a real artifact.
So it's just another scraping tool, but you can tell it's been worked on the sides here, but over years it's been worn down.
But see how it's like the crystal geology.
Yeah,
too.
it's a crystal one. So
It's interesting. So yeah, out here through the trees, there's a ton of this. Yeah, so if you, even when Jeff has walked out here, he's picked it up and stacked. Oh, I just stepped over. Flaking right there.
I'll show you some of the pictures I have.
So look, start looking at your feet here. There's flakes all over. So look,
Right there.
like right here is a flake on the ground. Try to focus.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's
Boom, boom, right here.
So
Look at
that
there.
one.
Look at
Don't
that
touch him. Don't touch him. Just look. Yeah.
one. Look at that.
But look over here. There's a actually. Don't pick them up, but there's a obsidian. Where did I see it?
There's a flake here.
Here's yeah.
Why don't you pick them up?
Well, because
Well, these are just flakes. so
because
it's
they
not
could be
really-
clues. Here's a flake here.
Yeah.
Right
Pick 'em
here.
Yeah.
There's a flake.
There's another. Look at that thing.
The white. The oh yeah. Look at the yellow.
Yeah.
And then the red over here.
Oh, yeah, red through here.
I found there was a black piece of obsidian on
Look
the
at
ground
this.
here.
Look at this orange one.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Look at that.
You can
Oh.
tell how it's
Look
been
at that.
flaked away right next to the one by it.
Yep.
Right, like somebody stood there
See
and
patterns.
made a tool, and now those are the remnants that
And
have
it
flaked
flaked
off
off of the
Flaked
tool.
off
off.
of the tool.
Yep.
Oh,
See that black piece
yeah.
of glass right there?
yeah.
That's totally not natural to the area here.
Definitely not.
This is like traded in with another tribe, probably from Yellowstone. This is the location where the archaeologists were living. You can see where the deck used to be bolted into the front. I'm going to show a picture on screen right now of what it used to look like back in the day. But apparently one archaeologist stepped out on the front porch to go to work. And right out here, basically where Bartell's standing, there was the shaman. And that was the first sighting, kind of like right down here in the trees where that occurred. And then everything has started to unfold, and that's when NIDS came up and started looking for the ghost, and that's when Jacques Vallée started talking about it. And anyway, yeah.
So that's why you asked me to stand here.
Yeah, this is the spot.
You didn't.
Huh?
No, you didn't ask me to stand.
I didn't ask you to
No,
stand
no,
there?
no, no.
Oh yeah, that's the spot.
I mean, yeah, well, it's,
That's basically where the front door was, where he was standing. Yeah, when he saw the apparition right there. I thought it was over here, but in the photos, you can see that the front door is pretty much where you're at. Here we are again with the infrasound device, but this time we are up at the original house where the archaeologists from California had the first sightings of the shaman. Basically right where Chris B's standing. And so we're gonna go quiet again, and we're gonna check for infrasound as soon as we can fire it up. Do you need my glove again to cover the needle? Here you go. If you want to use that.
No, it's not, it had nothing to do with
No?
this. It's
Okay.
just the sensors just make wonky again.
Is it giving you equipment difficulties again?
It's just not working. It's brand new, so it's...
Infeltech model INF. Man, my hand's moving all over the place. Infra 20 infrasound monitor. There's the information right there, so you can go check it out. It's really awesome having you guys here with me, man.
oh man,
So cool.
it's such a pleasure. Such an honor to be here.
It's an honor having you guys. I love not being alone on all this. I love not having to fake anything and feeling like I can just bring people and we can just check it for ourselves, you know?
Restart. Let's see.
Fire it back up.
Holy balls.
Look at that!
Okay, you getting this?
Yes,
Okay,
dude.
jumping in balls. TikTok. This is not normal.
Man. I have the mind-to-mind headset on, the Halo meditation headset. Bartel's sitting back over there, and he's putting on an EEG brainwave scanner, right? So it's gonna read his brainwaves. All right, here we go. Lato's gonna be filming it, so we'll see what the results are of my brainwaves.